Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for Game 2 here between ICC and Calhoun. Game 1, ICC picked up a 20-2 win in the first game of the day. Looking to complete the sweep here this afternoon in Decatur. And the First American National Bank opening pitch, good for a strike, and it comes at 425. So it's a 425 First American National Bank opening pitch with locations throughout Northeast Mississippi, inviting you to follow the flag from Iuka to Tupelo. That's the First American National Bank opening pitch. Due up here this inning for ICC is going to be Maddie Miney, Rachel Stranisha, and Samantha Conley. We'll go over your Coca-Cola lineup for the Indians in a moment, as that pitch fouled back, and we'll stay at 0-2. So Maddie will be at shortstop, Rachel at second base, Conley will be catching, Kreider will be at third base, Macy will be the DP, Casey Carpenter will be at first base, left field will be Ellie Miney, Hope Harbin will be in center field, and the right fielder will be Jessica Davis. Not a bad spot to miss that time as it just drifts up high for a ball. 1-2 now goes the count here to Ellie Miney. If you're watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, we do appreciate you tuning in this afternoon. There's a hard hit, foul ball though down the left side, and we'll stay at 1-2. Well, ICC wasted little time getting things going in the first game as they scored 5 runs in the first, 8 in the fifth, answered with another 5 spot in the third. We missed a run. He did ask me, so he saw it in the third inning. I missed the run. So they did hit the 5 spot in the third as this pitch popped up. Catcher, couldn't quite get to it. Would have been a heck of a play for Calhoun to get that out. So ICC looking for the sweep this afternoon to rebound after being swept by Wallace Hansville yesterday. Quick turnaround for the Indians this afternoon as they hit the road and made the hour and 45 minute to 2-hour drive. As that pitch missing high and outside for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. Wind continued to blow out of the ballpark, not as gusty as it was earlier this afternoon. Of course, later in the day, as time progresses, we'll have to... There's a strike 3 call. Look a little deep that time. Maddie Miney slowly walking away from it, not in agreement with the call. Either way it goes, that's a Renaissance Bank strikeout and a nice start to the contest there for Calhoun. But yeah, there's no lights on the field here, so as the sun continues to set this evening here in Decatur, that will be becoming an issue. As that pitch across for a strike. So this is Rachel Stranisha, the second baseman, digging in with 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the first for ICC. Rach looks at that one. I tell you what, the young lady pitching here for Calhoun is dealing early, filling up the strike zone. She's quickly ahead on the count here for Rachel, 0-2. That pitch just missing outside. Good eye that time by Rach. And now the count goes 1-2. Not a bad miss at all, as that one just a little bit outside. Got to give a shout out to 2 of ICC's biggest fans, Jordan and Theo Adams. JoJo and Theo, what's up? Watching back in Guntown. I want you guys to go crazy for Daddy tonight, so y'all go have all the chocolate donuts as they're swinging strike 3. Drink all the soda. Get hyped up. But just don't tell Morgan your mama I said that. Don't want to deal with the wrath of that. So yeah, while Lee's got y'all, you guys go crazy. When mama gets home, y'all behave. So 2 outs now, and this is going to bring up Samantha Conley, the catcher. Great start to game 2 here. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts. And there's another strike. Change up, hangs up for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. That's the unique thing about softball. You can go out, and we saw it earlier in the year. ICC picked up a run rule victory in a game and then lost game 2 by 4 runs. So, unique game. Momentum can shift at any time. And a lot of times after you pick up a big win like that, it's hard to rebound and keep focus. As Conley fouls this one off out of play. Carbon copy of the last one towards the parking lot. And 1-1, or excuse me, 1-2 now is the count here on Sam. Conley lifts one. Trouble towards the right side, and it will drop for a base hit. Nicely done there for Sam. Just went with the pitch she was given. Was able to lift it up out there and dropped it in front of the right fielder for a 2-out single. And now up is going to be Kreider, the third baseman. Summer bounced one off the top railing of the fence in the first game. As I said, this field very deceiving. You think a ball can get out of here in a hurry, but with that flat background, as that pitch across for a strike with the flat background, a lot like the Delta for those of you back at home. Of course, this school has an aviation program. We've seen a few planes leaving the area in the first game. Not very many of them flying out today because of the wind. But yeah, you can rip one, think it's out of the ballpark, and it will be a routine fly ball just because of the depth perception. 1-1 now is the count. Conley over at first with 2 outs. Kreider at the plate. Kreider lifts one. Center fielder's going to jog over, go back, and oh, that one kind of drifted on her once again. That wind causing some problems in the ballpark. So anytime the ball is lifted into the outfield this afternoon, it could be an adventure. So the Indians get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're going to take a timeout, hear a few words from our sponsors, and be back with more right after this.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as we shift now to the bottom of the first inning. Nelson inside the circle for ICC here in Game 2. It'll be Daniel, McElhaney, and Shaw to lead things off here for the Warhawks in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless. Here in Game 2, ICC picked up a 20-2 win in 5 innings in the first game of the day, trying to find a way to complete the sweep this afternoon of the Warhawks. ICC moved up to number 15 in the most recent Division II rankings. Swept Pearl River on a pair of exciting softball games to move to 2-0 in conference play. As that pitch from Nelson missing outside for a ball. Keep an eye on this strike zone. This is the umpire that Coach Kirk didn't see eye to eye with in the first game of the day and gave him, I believe, a warning. As that pitch missing low for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Rose came in the first inning, and man, she was slinging it. She got 2 Renaissance Bank strikeouts before getting a fly ball out to center field to end the inning. There's a ground ball. That's going to be a fair ball. 8 up over there at third. Throw across the way is in time. Score that 5-3 on the putout. As that was Kreider taking care of business over there on the corner. So with 1 out now, this will be McElhaney coming to the plate. Waiting the pitch here from Nelson. Inside for a ball. ICC fans liked it, but just a bit too inside for the umpire's liking there. 1-0 now is the count. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the first. Scoreless here in Game 2 between ICC and Calhoun. This pitch lifted. Foul out of play. And nearly hitting the lawnmower over on the other side of the dugout. No damage done, though. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on here for the Warhawks in the bottom of the first. A windy afternoon as this pitch is lifted and pops straight up to the second baseman. That's Rachel Sternisha, who squeezes it and gets the out. Well, I'll say this. We talked about the wind. As the sun continues to set, anything hit to the right side of the field, it'll be an adventure as well. When you start looking back into that sun, you'll start to see the shadows continue to grow over the diamond throughout the evening. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count here to Shaw. Number 3 batter in the lineup here for Calhoun. That pitch just a bit high. 2-0 now goes the count. 2 away. If Shaw were to reach, then it'd be Melton due up for the Warhawks. This is the last game of the week for ICC. I believe they'll be back in action Wednesday against at Northeast. A beautiful pitch, but just missing low. 3-0 now is the count. So Nelson zips this one forward, and maybe a makeup call for that last pitch. Looked a little high, but called strike. As we said, typically anytime you got a 3-0 count, as long as you get it remotely close to the zip code of the strike zone, you're going to get the call. There's a ground ball. Rachel steps in front of it, throws it over in time for the putout. 4-3 for those of you that may be scoring at home. No runs, no hits, no errors. As we've played one here in Game 2, 0-0 is your score. We're going to take a timeout. Hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here, and it's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say, it's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza, then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. Scoreless after 1 inning of play here in Calhoun. As Rose came in the top of the first, got a pair of Renaissance Bank strikeouts, surrendered a single to Samantha Conley, but then got a routine fly ball out to center field to end the inning. And so now up would be the 5, 6, 7 batters for ICC, Macy Cox, Casey Carpenter, and Ellie Miney. Macy stands in and takes that first pitch high for a ball. No, she's got family watching in Virginia. Knowing they want to see their baby girl do good here in Game 2 as well as she did the first game of the day. ICC really clicking in that first game. 20-2 was that win. Rose behind in the count now, 2-0. Here to Cox. Infield, regular depth here for the DP. And that pitch missing outside. 3-0 now is the count. Remind you, our next broadcast will be Saturday, weather pending, as ICC travels to Meridian to open conference play in baseball. So that pitch paints the corner for a strike. 3-1 now is the count to Cox. That'll be number 12 ICC versus number 7 Meridian, a big-time conference opener there. You can watch it right here on the Red Channel. 3-1 pitch coming. Inside 3-2. Macy nods her head in agreement with the call, and now the count goes full here on the sophomore out of Tennessee. Sun continuing to set, but an absolute Chamber of Commerce-like day here at the ballpark. Fly ball out to left field is gathered in for out number 1. So 1 away now, and this will bring up Casey Carpenter to the plate. Carpenter playing first base. Wind continuing to blow out of the ballpark, like it has for pretty much most of the day. That pitch across for a strike for Rose. Rose is being very aggressive. She is filling up the zone early and often in the count, so we'll see if ICC will make any adjustments to that, and a nice job at that time just taking something off of it and a little bit out of the zone. Couldn't find it, and now 0-2 is the count here to Carpenter. That pitch high and outside. Not a bad spot to miss by Rose to see if you couldn't get Carpenter to chase one. Good eye by Casey. Now the count goes 1-2. You start to see some of the baseball players return to the ballpark here to support Calhoun in game 2. There's a shot. This one to center field, drifting back to the wall. Gone! Casey Carpenter with a no-doubter there. She was able to touch one and send it over the fence, and ICC takes a 1-0 lead now here in game 2. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay. Carpenter stretched out, got that one in, got it out to dead center. A home run for Casey. Yeah, she's going to take her trot around the bases, and ICC leads it now 1-0. And this will bring up Ellie Miney to the plate. Ellie playing in left field, got some action in right field in game 1. Went 2 for 2 in game 1 as well. Stands in, takes that first pitch high for a ball. So 1-0 is the count here. 1 out and nobody on. That pitch, looked high, called a strike. We needed this guy behind the plate in game 1. After the game kind of got out of hand, the other home plate umpire, well, he was thinking he got paid by the hour as he was taking his time on and tightened up his strike zone, and that one across for a strike as well. Right now, anything from about the chin down to your shins, and from batter's box to batter's box has been a strike so far. And as soon as I say that one misses for a ball. Maybe a makeup call after that last one. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here. Top of the second, ICC with a 1-0 lead. Miney looks at that one outside. Now the count goes full, 3-2. So awaiting the 3-2 offering here from Rose. Miney swings on this one, fouls it off after being jammed. It falls harmlessly to the turf. And we'll stay at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Awaiting the 3-2 offering here. Miney steps into that one, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Nice at bat that time for Ellie. Battled, and found a way to win it with a single out to right field. Her 3rd hit of the afternoon. And now this is going to bring up the center fielder, Hope Harbin. So Hope will dig in with one out and a runner over at first. Hope playing in center field. As I said, anything in the outfield today is quite the adventure with the way the wind's blowing. That pitch right down Broadway for a strike. So Harbin will look to battle back here. 1-0 is your score after a solo home run by Casey Carpenter. Harbin shows bunt, lays it down, only one play for him. The throw over is in time, and so a successful sacrifice bunt, 1-3 on the putout for those of you that may be scoring at home. And now that's going to bring up the right fielder, Jessica Davis. So with two away, got pretty good speed over there at second. Anything down to the outfield will push across a run. That pitch high for a ball. Wind blowing out. It's been blowing for the most part center field to left center. It shifts occasionally out to right field as Davis a little late on that one for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Davis batting ninth. If she was to reach, then we'll go back to Maddie Miney in the top of the lineup. Nice rise ball that she couldn't catch up with there. 1-2 now is the count here on Davis. And swinging strike three. Just three fastballs right by Davis that time. That is the third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day for Rose. So ICC gets one run on two hits, no errors, and one left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the second, but before we do that, we're going to take a timeout, hear a few words from our sponsors, and be back with more right after this on Let's Go ICC TV.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Nah, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done.
Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that.
Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0 is your score. ICC leading Calhoun here in Game 2 thanks to a solo home run by Casey Carpenter out to dead center. 220 is where it is. Center field, 205 down the lines. As that pitch, no idea where that one missed, but caught a ball. 2-0 now is the count. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up here for Calhoun. Melton, Parker, and Garth all due up here for the Warhawks. Fastball couldn't catch up with it. 2-1 now goes the count here to Melton. Indy is looking to complete the sweep of Calhoun this afternoon. There's a shot center field, and there's Hope Harbin. Nice play by Hope. She was shading her to the left side. is able to find an extra gear, get out there and squeeze it for out number 1. So now that's going to bring up the number 5 batter, Parker, here for the Warhawks. Remind you, you can see replays from today's game and other ICC athletic events by following us on following us on YouTube. Is that pitch inside for a ball? Simply search Let's Go ICC on YouTube. We'll have tons of game recaps and much, much more there on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe to us while you're there. This pitch fouled back for a strike. Do want to say a congratulations to the ICC women's basketball team, advancing all the way to the region semifinals before being defeated by the eventual region champion Jones. Gave Jones everything they wanted and then some. Lost that semifinal game 78-74. Jones had their way with Gulf Coast in that championship game. So in a sense, that semifinal game was really kind of the championship game there for both those teams. So 1-2 now is the count. Nelson is in the circle. Gets set to deliver. This pitch foul back and off the netting, and we'll stay at 1-2. Sun setting, the wind continuing to blow here in Tanner, Alabama on the Decatur campus. Got a geography lesson earlier from one of the softball players. As this pitch fouled straight back out of play over the top of us here in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth. For more information on how you can contribute to Itawamba Community College, visit iccms.edu. And a nice at bat right here for Parker, staying alive. But yeah, to go back to that geography lesson we were talking about earlier, the young lady said Tanner is over there, pointed towards the baseball field or down the right field line, and for those that are watching here on Let's Go ICC TV, and then said Decatur is over there, pointing behind us here as there's a ground ball, foul ball. Said Decatur is on the other side of the river. So for those that are familiar with the Itawamba County area, basically Decatur is Dorsey, Tanner is Tremont, and Fulton's right in the middle, and that's where we are today. So Nelson looking for her first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day and gets it. Inside corner for strike 3, and that strikeout being brought to you by Renaissance Bank. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, renaissancebank.com. So 2 away now. This will bring up the number 6 batter, Garth, to the plate. Outfield is shading her a little bit to the left. A big-time gap there if she can get something over the head of the second baseman. There is a shortstop out there. She's just behind the pole supporting the netting. There she is. That pitch inside, finds that inside corner for a strike. Looks like Nelson is starting to figure out the umpire's strike zone and where he likes them, and pretty much likes them in your hip pocket on the inside part of that plate. 1-1 now is the count here to Garth. A little too much inside that time, as the count now goes 2-1 with 2 outs and nobody on here for the Warhawks in the bottom of the second. It's a 1-0 game in favor of ICC. There's a dribbler. Sternisha eats it up, throws it over. A little bit of a stretch there at first base by Carpenter, and that does it 4-3 for the second straight inning. Ends it for the Indians. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 2, ICC 1, Calhoun nothing. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
The The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as now we move to the top of the third inning for ICC. It'll be the 1-2-3 batters due up. Not Ellie, Rachel, and Samantha due up here for ICC. Miney swings on the first pitch, fouls it out of play for strike one. It's been a tough day at the plate for Maddie. She was a tough luck out on one of them. She was on the bag and stepped through it whenever they called her out, basically just to get an out in that 8-run inning. As Miney pops this one up, third baseman charging on, but can't make the play. So Maddie with the 0-2 count. Not a bad spot to miss that time. High and outside. If she did chase it, wouldn't have been able to catch up with it, but a good eye that time for Maddie. And now the count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on as Maddie leads us off here. There's a shot right back up the middle. Nicely done that time by Maddie Miney. Basically returned to sender that time. As the pitcher Rose tried to get a glove out there on it, couldn't find it. And a leadoff single there for the freshman. She's playing shortstop today, and now that's going to bring up Rachel Stranisha. Rachel struck out swinging in her first at bat of the afternoon. Looking to redeem herself here as that pitch across for a strike. You got to be careful. Don't want to get too big of a lead over there at first base after the pitch is thrown, because their catcher has thrown a few snap throws down to first today. That's what they're going to do. They're going to throw it down to first, but Miney set him up and stole the base. Maddie scouted that one well and just proved that I don't know what I'm talking about. Even though the snap throw was down, Maddie scampered down to second and stole the base. So now moves into scoring position here, and Stranisha with a 1-1 count. A little late on the rise ball for a strike. 1-2 now is the count here on Rach. Samantha Conley on deck for ICC. This pitch foul back out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2. Remind you that we'll still be flip-flopping action between baseball and softball on the red and blue channels. Red will be the main game of the week, I guess you can say, or sometimes just because of the way things are set up, as Rachel chases a high pitch there for strike 3. Second time in this game she's going down swinging. 4th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Rose. But yeah, we'll go back and forth between the red and blue channel. Now, if it's a home baseball game, home softball game, more than likely to be blue channel at softball, red at baseball, just because there's just more room in the softball press box. If you would like to donate to the ICC Athletic Foundation to build us a new broadcast press box at baseball, I will dance at your wedding if you do so. As that pitch fouled off for strike 1. 1 out and a runner at second. That's Miney, who singled and stole second. Conley had a single but was left stranded in scoring position back in the first. Sam looks at that pitch high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Heard from Scott earlier today. Pretty sure he's settled back in front of the computer, enjoying today's broadcast. Oh, not probably enjoying that swing too much out of his baby girl as she chased a pretty nasty breaking ball from Rose that time. 1-2 now is the count. That pitch up. 2-2 now. Goes the count here to Conley. She's out of Mandeville, Louisiana. For those that are unfamiliar where that is, it's a long way from Fulton. There's a shot down the line, and ooh, nearly made its way into the dugout. As there was a fence down there, and it hit that post that was protecting the fence. If not, that could have been trouble on that type of line drive. The count stays at 2-2. Change up, great job waiting back on that one. It's going to drop for a base hit. Good at bat that time for Sam. Look back at that one, and that was just a great at bat. Fouled some pitches off, got the change up, waiting on it, and dropped that one out there where nobody was in left field. And Samantha will have her name in tomorrow's box score as she picks up her second hit of the game. And now with runners on the corners here for the Indians, this is going to be Kreider coming to the plate. Kreider flew out to center field in her previous at bat to end the first. Would like to redeem herself in this one and see if she can't push across the second run of the game here. Hey, why not be greedy and put it out of the ballpark and push across 3? Instead, she takes a look at that first pitch and missing for a ball. And Samantha Conley just jogs down to second, looking like me, running in full speed, and steals the base. So now with runners in scoring position here, outfield shading her a little bit to her right. Stands in and takes that pitch across for a strike, evens the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the third, ICC leading it 1-0 off a solo home run by Casey Carpenter. She's in that 6th spot. ICC would love to see her come to bat this inning once again. That pitch high, snap throw down to third, gets away, and a heads-up play over there by third baseman to quickly scamper down and get to the softball and keep Maddie Miney there at third. So 2-1 now is the count here on Kreider. She can hit for power. And rips one, and it's just fouled. Fouled by inches as it bounced right by that third base bag. Good job by Miney just to get out of the way of and avoid the contact of that one. Count will stay 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and third. ICC leading it 1-0. This pitch popped up. Center fielder's going to come up. They're going to show the run home, and the throw was in that time, but Miney was deking them to see if they might get a miscue on the throw in, but a good throw, and she just took a few steps back to third base. So now with 2 outs in the inning, this is going to be the DP, Macy Cox, coming to the plate. Macy flew out to left to start the second inning. Looking to extend the inning here in the third. Fouls this one off for strike 1. Well, I had lunch today around 10:45, 11 o'clock. That wore off a while ago. As if you hear any rumblings, it's not anybody upset, it's my stomach. As that pitch missing outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. 2 outs, runners on second and third. ICC trying to spark a 2-out rally here. See if they can push across some runs. This is Cox at the plate. Macy waits on a change-up, lifts it, fouls it off, and the third baseman, can't make the catch. Just ran out of real estate as she charged into the fence that protects the Calhoun dugout. Do like the effort, though, is fearlessly. And that's the case of a third baseman on the softball level. You got to be one, fearless, and a touch of crazy to play third base. As Macy fouls that one off out of play, and so we'll do it again. 1-2 is the count here on Cox. 2 outs. Top of the third. Runners on second and third. That's Conley at second. Matty Miney over at third. And this one fouled off left side. Parking lot. Didn't hear any oohs and ahs from the crowd. So 1-2 stays the count. Cox trying to find a way to win this battle. Has fouled off at least 4 or 5 pitches. And then she gets hit by it. So a hit by pitch, and now loads the bases, and Casey Carpenter, who had the solo home run in her previous at bat, comes up to bat with nowhere to put her. And so, man, ICC fans would love to see Casey have a redo of her previous at bat when she hit one out to center field just left of the scoreboard. Bases full of Indians, 2 outs. Top of the third, 1-0 ICC. Casey Carpenter at the plate. Rose is in the circle. That pitch across for strike 1. Well, Rose has pitched well. She's been, I wouldn't say roughed up, but she's been bumped around a little bit with 5 hits on the afternoon so far, but pretty much has been effective. There's a pitch lifted. Second baseman's going to go back and squeezes it for the putout. Nicely done that time by Rose to get the final out of the inning and get out of the inning with no damage done. ICC gets no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. We'll take a timeout and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you.
This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa, Beta Chi Sigma, Tupelo campus.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here, and it's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of breaking news for you. It appears that Facebook and Instagram are currently down worldwide. That would explain why I couldn't get the post to load a while ago on the final score. So, mass hysteria of biblical proportions as there's a line drive out to right field, but scooped up and hauled in nicely that time by Jessica Davis for the first out of the inning. Thanks to Lee Adams for that worldwide update. For more information, follow at the Lee Adams on Twitter. There's an underscore in there a couple of times somewhere. I don't know. So 1 out now, and this will bring up the number 8 batter, Davis. Stands in and takes that pitch for a strike. Clouds starting to gather a little bit here to our left as the shadows are gone. We talked about it. No lights here at the ballpark, so we've had some games in the past called due to darkness as that pitch inside for a strike paints that corner. 0-2 now is the count. As soon as I say that, guess what? Here comes the sun. That's all I got to do. I got to talk about it, and then the opposite will happen. I will not win the lottery tomorrow. Swung on and missed for strike 3. A Renaissance Bank strikeout. The second of the game for Nelson. And 2 away now, and this will be the number 9 batter, Wilcutt, coming to the plate. ICC leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. That pitch missing for a ball. Well, I think we've got the strike zone established now. Anything that's in on a batter on the left, in on the batter, yeah, is pretty much a strike. Anything that's on that outside part of the plate, not so much. That pitch across for a strike, and the reason being, and you're starting to see this a lot more now, the home plate umpires line up between the batter and the catcher. Back in the day, or some of them you still see line up straight with the catcher. This one is favoring the strong left side of the plate. There's a shot right back up the middle. Nelson gets it, gloves it, and throws it over in time for the putout, and another 3-up, 3-down inning for Nelson. Take a look at that at the Little Caesars instant replay. Score that one 1-3 for those of you scoring at home. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've played 3 here in Calhoun. ICC leads it 1-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we move to the fourth inning, ICC with a 1-0 lead here. And this will be Ellie Miney, the 7-8-9 batters due up here. Ellie, Hope, and Jessica due up for ICC. Ellie Miney had a single, but was left stranded back in the second. That pitch across for a strike. I think this home plate umpire knows that there's no lights on the field, so you got to at least make it to the fifth inning for the game to be officially final, as he is opening up that strike zone, and I am not complaining. This shot lifted, oh, but not enough as the left fielder goes back. I thought it had a chance that time as it sounded good off the bat. Unfortunately, just got a little bit too much underneath it. Left fielder was able to jog over and record the out. So with one away now, this is going to bring up Hope Harbin, the center fielder. She had a sacrifice bunt in her first at bat. Swing to the first pitch she sees, fouls it out of play. And Hannah Swallers is warming up in the bullpen and had to duck out of the way of that one. So nothing but an exciting strike there on Hope. Hope stands in, looks at that one, misses it. 1-1 now is the count here on Hope Harbin. Swung on. Oh, big heavy swing that time out of Hope. Just couldn't catch up with it. Hope is a freshman. She went to Caledonia High School. She is out of Columbus, Mississippi. 1-2 now is the count here on Hope. There's a ground ball. Second baseman gets over in front of it in time and throws it over. Nice play at second to record the out. 4-3. On the putout, and now with 2 away, this will bring up Jessica Davis, the number 9 batter, who struck out swinging to end the second. Going to try to avoid that here and see if she can spark a little 2-out rally for the Indians. They lead 1-0 here in the top of the fourth. Showed bunt, pulled back, and called a strike. that one misses for a ball. I'm going to go back and look and see last time I updated Twitter, and it's... Okay, I'm good. I was afraid it was like back in the first inning, but it was back in the third, and not a lot's changed since then. That pitch across for a strike. 1-1 is the count. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here for the Indians. Davis looks at that pitch high for a ball. 2-2 now is the count here on Jessica. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1-0. ICC leading. Change up, misses outside. Not a bad spot to miss that time. Davis just doing an excellent job of holding off on that pitch. Now the count goes 3-2. This pitch lifted. Right fielder's going to have to hurry and can't get to it. It'll drop for a base hit. Nicely done there by Davis. Able to battle back and sneak that one in and get the hit. So now we'll go back to the top of the lineup and Maddie Miney. Maddie 1 for 2 so far here in game 2. Struck out looking on a questionable strike 3 call, and then got a single, stole a base, but was left stranded back in the third. Miney swings on the first pitch he sees. Center fielder charging up and makes the play. Excellent play out there in center field to charge in and rob Miney of a base hit. So ICC gets no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the 4th. Quick action here as ICC leads it 1-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back as the clouds continue to roll in here in Alabama, and they got a little darkness to them as the race against time now is the focus for both teams as the field. They don't have lights, so these games in the past have been called due to darkness. Got to get 5 in for them to be official. ICC leading at 1-0. This will be the 1-2-3 batters due up here for Calhoun. It'll be Daniel, McElhaney, and Shaw all due up. Daniel grounded out 5-3 to the third baseman in her first at bat of the game. That pitch missing low and outside. 2-0 now is the count here to Daniel. Well, right now the difference in the game is a solo home run by Casey Carpenter. There's a dribbler, shortstop. Miney gets it and throws it over in time, 6-3 on the putout for out number 1. Now this will bring up McElhaney. So there's 1 out in the inning. We're going to try to, hopefully the camera will not pick up too many reflections. With the sun out, it kind of easily picks up some reflections, and I don't see it coming back out as those clouds have gathered up pretty strong in behind us here at Calhoun. That pitch missing high and outside for a ball. This is Nelson in the circle for ICC, getting the start here in game 2. Swung on and missed a big-time looper there out of the hand of Nelson, able to get across, and even the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and nobody on. Bottom of the 4th. The ICC leading 1-0. That pitch missing low. 2-1 now is the count. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nelson getting set to deliver. There's that outside corner. Clips it for a strike. 2-2 now is the count here to McElhaney. Shaw is on deck for Calhoun. Wind picking up once again, blowing out dead center. That pitch missing low for a ball in the dirt. 3-2 now is the count. Remind you, our next broadcast here on Let'sGoICCTV.com here on the Red Channel will be Saturday as ICC baseball is back in action at Meridian. There's a shot foul out of play. That'll be the conference opener for the baseball team. It'll be the number 12 Indians taking on number 7 Meridian. And that's a heck of a conference opener. As that game right there, not only does it have conference implications, but national implications on the line as well. That'll be a big day of baseball. As there's a grounder, shortstop, Miney throws over low, dug out of the dirt nicely that time by Casey Carpenter. And that 6-3 on that put out for out number 2. So 2 away now, and this will bring up Shaw. Shaw grounded out to the second baseman in her first at bat. So Shaw will dig in here, trying to extend the inning. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 1-0 now is the count. Well, the way this wind has all of a sudden picked up, as they like to say back in the day, there's a storm a brewing. As them clouds, they have gathered in a hurry. You'll start to see them creep into your screen here in a moment. Hopefully they will not bring any type of weather, and we can at least get to 5 innings so we can call this thing final. And that pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 3-0 now is the count. Nelson quickly behind in the count here. So waiting the 3-0 offering here from Nelson. And misses low for a ball. First walk of the day issued by Nelson. It comes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. ICC nursing this 1-0 lead. Is now Melton, the number 4 batter, coming to the plate. She flew out to center field. And right now, if you look out there from center to right field, there is a lot of real estate. As that pitch missing low and inside for a ball. The wind kind of blowing towards the right side, more so than left. Actually, the flag is just jumping from side of the pole right now. 1-0 is the count, 2 outs. That pitch across for a strike, 1-1 now goes the count. Well, good thing we have the time change, or we would most definitely be dealing with some issues of darkness. If you look underneath the scoreboard, or not the scoreboard, but the score ticker, if you will, you'll start to see those clouds that I've been talking about moving into your screen. There's ground ball, foul ball, and we'll stay at 1-2. Carpenter's got 2 Renaissance Bank strikeouts on the day. Would love to see her pick up her 3rd here to end the inning and keep this 1-0 advantage in favor of ICC. Melton, however, she's got different plans in mind. 1-2 pitch coming. Oh. The home plate umpire did not want to pull the chain on that one. 2-2 now is the count. ICC fans thought that one did it there. Instead, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. There's a ground ball. First baseman will scoop it up and step on the bag. And that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 4, and ICC leads it 1-0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. Like real comfort food.
I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in!
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
In anticipation of the big game, Little Caesars invites you to pick up large, hot and ready pizzas for just $5 each. Score big by adding a crazy combo, Italian cheese bread, or hot and ready Caesar wings. This football season, make Little Caesars your big game party headquarters. Pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0 is your score as we move to the top of the 5th inning. ICC looking to complete the sweep of Calhoun. They got a big win in the first game of the day, 20-2 in 5 innings. And right now, Rose has done a pretty good job of keeping the bats quiet for ICC. They do have 6 hit on the afternoon, but when she's gotten in trouble, she's been able to find her way out of it. The only difference right now is a solo home run coming with 1 out in the second. That's by Casey Carpenter. That is your Sonic scoring update being presented to you by the Sonic in Fulton. I want to tell you this, a cherry limeade from there sounds really good right about now. That pitch missing outside for a ball. For ICC, it's going to be the 2-3-4 batters due up. Rachel Stranisha, Samantha Conley, and Summer Kreider. Rachel 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, both of them swinging. Looks at that one across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. 1 ball, 1 strike as Rachel leads us off here in the top of the 5th. And that pitch called a strike. 1-2 now is the count here on Rachel. And that pitch missing outside. 2-2 is the count. Not a bad spot that time by Rose to see if you can't get a frustrated Stranisha to chase one. Rach doing a good job of keeping an eye on that one and looking at it go across for a ball. There's a shot up the middle, and it's going to go for a base hit. Nicely done. Rachel to battle back and get her first hit of the game here. And a leadoff single there for ICC is returned to sender that time, right back up the middle. And Rachel will start things up. And now here comes Samantha Conley. Sam 2 for 2. She's got a pair of singles and a stolen base. They were trying to see if they couldn't draw a throw down to second, so Sam jogged down to second, got one of the easiest stolen bases of her career. Conley takes a look at that pitch, high and outside for a ball. Winds picking up even more than they were earlier. Top of the 5th inning, ICC leading 1-0. Indians would love to pick up an insurance run here in the 5th. Maybe even 2. Conley shows bunt, lays it down nicely. Only 1 play, and it's to first. And a successful sacrifice bunt. 1-3 on the putout, and that sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. They remind you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. They meet Monday nights at 7:07, Wednesday at lunch. Of course, not this week with us being on spring break, but you can follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU. So with a runner on second and one out now, this will be Summer Kreider, the third baseman, at the plate. 0 for 2 on the day with a pair of flyouts to center field. Kreider looks at that first pitch, missing for a ball. Kreider, then Macy Cox is on deck. Over at second is Rachel Sternisha. This pitch fouled back off the netting. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. That is the situation right now. There is a runner at second. ICC leading 1-0. And that pitch across at the knees for a strike. 1-2 now is the count here on Conley. That pitch missing outside. 2-2 now is the count. Oh, checked up and waited on it. That time, a great job that time. As they're going to throw the ball in to home. But let's go back and look at that. As now they're going to try to go home. They're going to throw it, and the throw is in time. As that one dropped for a base hit. So it will go for a single as she stopped. And they got the throw to second, but they were able to cut that off and throw it out home. The tag was high, but got her. A good slide probably would have snuck that one in that time. So now with 2 outs in the inning, ICC trying to roll the dice to push across that insurance run. Now this is going to bring up Macy Cox. Macy 0 for 1 of the day. She was hit by a pitch in her previous at-bat. Flew out to left. That was a good at-bat that time by Kreider. The changeup had her fooled. She was able to find it, and this pitch fouled off out of play for strike 1. Macy is at the bat. On deck is Casey Carpenter. ICC would love to see Casey come back to the plate. She's the difference in the game right now. A solo home run back in the second. That pitch, a breaking pitch that found the corner of the plate for a strike. 0-2 now is the count here to the DP, Macy Cox. That pitch high, not a bad miss that time. 1-2 is the count. Trying to see if you could get an aggressive batter to chase one. That was a little out of the zone. Did not. 1-2 now is the count. Kreider is at second. She singled, advanced on the throw. That pitch high and outside. 2-2 now is the count. This pitch lifted, fouled out of play, and will stay at 2-2. You see the clouds continue to roll into the area. Starting to creep across the backdrop, about even with the scoreboard right now. Be really surprised if this game goes to the 6th unless it's tied. A fly ball, left field. Left fielder comes on and makes the diving catch. That right there was a great play, robbing Macy Cox of an extra base hit. If she doesn't hold on to the softball, that one gets away from her, and a chance to possibly, depending on how quickly the center fielder could have got to it that time, could have turned into for sure an extra base hit. As that will do it there. ICC gets no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. ICC leads it 1-0.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef.
No, corn-fed.
On the grill.
Nah, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula. Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkey's for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with the Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the bottom of the fifth inning. ICC with a 1-0 lead as Nelson still in the circle here for the Indians. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up here. Parker, Garth, and Wallace for Calhoun. Ground ball, deep to the hole. Shortstop gets it, throw across the way. Not in time. Just beat it that time. Great play by Maddie Miney, and that will break up the no-hitter. Oh, just a tough play there for Miney. Did a great job of getting it, gloving it, and making it a close play. Just good speed on the part of Parker. Able to leg that one out, and that will break up the no-hitter for Nelson here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So now this will be Garth at the plate. Shows bunt, lays it down nicely, then drops the ball. And so that will be an error on the Indians. Well, I thought that time Carpenter had a chance to come up and apply the tag. And I think she was also thinking tag and then throw to second. But when she came up, the ball just came out of her hand. And an E3 puts runners on first and second now. Tying run at second base. Bottom of the fifth, 1-0. ICC with the lead, no outs. And this is Wallace. Wallace pops it up. And it's going to be hauled in that time. Nice pitch to get the pop up on the bunt. Good communication, though, however, by Calhoun to quickly get the runners to head back to their respective bags to avoid the double play. And now this will bring up Davis. Davis struck out swinging in her previous at-bat. 1 out, runners on first and second. Tying run at second. Bottom of the fifth, game 2. ICC and Calhoun. Nelson in the circle, sets to deliver. There's a shot. Going to throw over to third in time for the force. So a fielder's choice, 6-5 on the putout. Good play that time by Maddie Miney. And you heard, I don't know if you heard it or not, but you could hear at the ballpark the entire ICC dugout saying 3, 3, 3, getting her to throw it over to third, and that's what she did for out number 2. So now this will be Wilcutt, the number 9 batter, coming to the plate. She grounded out to the pitcher to end the third in her first at bat. And that first pitch drops in for a strike. Tying run is at second. Go ahead run at first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth inning as the clouds continue to roll in here. No lights on the field, so we'll see if we'll play beyond 5. That pitch across for a strike. Nelson quickly ahead in the count now, 0-2. So Nelson gets the call of the pitch, set to deliver. Oh, just missing outside. Was going for that outside corner, couldn't quite get it. Not a bad spot to miss if you couldn't get her to chase one and maybe even just get a strike 3 call. Instead, 1-2 now goes the count here on Wilcutt. Ground ball. Tough play here, going to have to hurry. And that's going to be an infield single. Carpenter came up and made a play on the ball. And now bases are loaded. Carpenter just didn't quite have the speed to match Wilcutt, and by the time Stranicia was there, she elected to hold on to the ball. I want to say not a bad idea that time by Carpenter, because if she goes to try to throw it while Stranicia is still charging into the bag, she would have been safe, the runner that is, but she would have run into the opportunity of an error that would allow the tying run to score. So now bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. And that pitch across for a strike as we go back to the top of the lineup here in Daniel. Daniel 0 for 2, a ground out to the shortstop in her previous at-bat, a ground out to third in her first at-bat of the afternoon. Infield is back. Ground ball. And tags her out. Smart play that time by Kreider. Came up, tagged the runner, and ends the inning as ICC gets out of the jam. They lead it 1-0. We're going to keep it here, see if they elect to play on, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. So ICC leads it 1-0. We play on as the sun has disappeared here in Alabama. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. It's like real comfort food.
I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in.
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawama County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back to action. 1-0 is your score. ICC leading after 5 innings of play. For ICC to be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up. Casey Carpenter, Ellie Miney, and Hope Harbin. That pitch across for a strike to Carpenter. So 0-1 is the count here to Casey. She's had that solo home run and then rips one. Left fielder, makes a leaping catch again. Boy, I tell you what, that left fielder in the previous 2 innings has made 2 plays that have kept this ball game scoreless. She doesn't make the diving catch to end the 5th inning. A run scores and ICC leads it. And that one right there would have been down for extra bases for Carpenter. Just a leaping catch out there in left field, and everything going the way defensively for Calhoun. They just can't put it together offensively as this pitch across for a strike, as this is Ellie Miney. Miney is 1 for 2 on the day. She had a single, was left stranded back in the second, and popped up to left for the first out in the 4th. This pitch lifted, right fielder's charging in and makes the play. Well, that one, the wind helped carry just a little bit too much for Miney. Right fielder charged in and made the catch, so quickly 2 outs now. And here comes Hope Harbin. Hope is 0 for 1 on the day. She did have a sacrifice bunt back in the second, grounded out to second in the 4th for the second out. Stands in and takes that one for a strike. Rose has done an outstanding job for Calhoun today. She has filled up the strike zone all afternoon long. She has given up that 1 home run, but for the most part, anytime she's gotten in trouble, she's been able to get out of those jams. This pitch fouled back off the netting. 0-2 now is the count here on Harbin. What a difference a game can make. ICC wins the first game 20-2 in 5 innings. Lead this one 1-0 here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs, and this is Hope Harbin with a 0-2 count. Harbin looks at that pitch outside. Not a bad miss that time by Rose. 1-2 now goes the count here to Harbin. That pitch missing high. 2-2 now is the count here to Hope. The freshman out of Caledonia High School trying to spark a 2-out rally here for the Indians. There's a dribbler, and it's going to get through. Nicely done that time by Hope Harbin. Comes up with that 2-out hit. And now can the Indians get something going here in the top of the 6th inning? So you take a look at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay, and Harbin gets her first of the day, and now that's going to bring up Davis. Jessica Davis, who singled in her previous at-bat, was left stranded. She also struck out to end the second. Trying to find a way to spark these ICC bats here. Late, ICC, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. Runner goes, throw down is not in time, a stolen base there for Harbin. The throw bounced up in the tag. If the throw would have been on spot, it would have been an out. But Harbin getting over, trying to get in scoring position. Harbin's got pretty good speed. If we can get something down to the outfield, has a chance to score the run here. 0-1 is the count to Davis. Wow, a changeup that I thought hung up instead was called a strike, and it's what you call a late night, early evening strike. One of those where the dinner bell's ringing and he's ready to go home. That pitch missing outside. 1-2 now is the count to Davis. Davis, the right fielder. If she were to reach, then we'll go back to the top of the lineup with Maddie Miney. So 1-2 is the count here to Davis. She's playing in right field. Didn't go after that one. 2-2 now is the count. Insurance run sitting at second base for the Indians. That's Hope Harbin. She singled and stole a base. Davis trying to find a way to drive her home. This pitch fouled back, and we'll stay at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second. 1-0 is your score. Swung on and missed for strike 3, a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there with a high heat from Rose. That is her 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day, and again, ICC leaves players stranded in scoring position. As we move to the bottom of the 6th, 1-0 ICC. Momentum shifting a little bit towards the Warhawks. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
And welcome back to action now as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. ICC nursing a 1-0 lead. Last inning, Calhoun was able to load the bases, but ICC got out of that jam to secure this 1-0 lead. ICC is putting runners on base and in scoring position. Just have not come up with timely hitting here in Game 2 to build on this 1-0 lead. It's a Casey Carpenter solo home run in the second. It's the difference in the game so far. First pitch swung on and fouled off. This is going to be the 2-3-4 batters due up here for Calhoun, as this is McElhaney, Shaw, and Milton due up here for the Warhawks. Foul ball goes for strike 1. Nelson trying to go the distance here for the Indians. That pitch inside for a strike. As we said, he likes the inner part of that plate. And both these pitchers have been able to take advantage of that extra room that he's letting them work with on the inner part of that plate, and they have worked well. That pitch missing low. 1-2 is the count. Not a bad miss that time by Nelson. See if you couldn't get her to go chase one. If not, maybe even just steal a strike three call. But instead, ball one. 1-2 now goes the count. No outs. Bottom of the 6th. And that one missing. 2-2 now goes the count. I think that time Conley set up just a little bit too outside for the umpire's liking, as the ball did track back inside a little bit. Just couldn't quite get the strike call. 2-2 now is the count here to McElhaney. There's a liner, and it's going to get past a diving second baseman. Great effort that time by Sternisha. But it'll be another leadoff hit here for the Warhawks, and that's what they did last inning. It was Parker who started the inning. Then it was an error, and then a pop-up, a fielder's choice, a walk, a hit that loaded the bases, and then a ground ball to the third baseman that got him out of the inning there. So now a leadoff hit, and this should be, I believe, Shaw coming to the plate. No outs and a runner at first. That is the tying run here in the bottom of the 6th. That pitch missing low and outside. 4 ball. Time becoming a factor here. Really surprised they said play on after the 5th inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th now. This one is official if they have to trek back, as this pitch fouled back out of play over the top of us here in the Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth. For more information on how you can sponsor, or not sponsor, but contribute to Itawamba Community College, visit iccms.edu. Swing and a miss. Now they've got the runner and a run down here. Throw to second. Not in time. Oh, tough break there for the Indians. A big-time play, though, by McElhaney. We saw the same situation earlier by ICC, and now we're going to have a runner coming in this situation here. Get a little bit more speed on the bases as the tying run now at second base, and the runner coming in will be number 7. The count is 1-2 after a swinging strike by Shaw. One and two, no outs. Tying run at second base. No outs. Tying run at second as they make the substitution here. As we said, the runner coming in at second base, number 7, trying to get a little bit more speed on the bases here for Calhoun. So ICC is going to have to find a way to battle through and figure out how to rally or get out of this jam. That pitch missing outside for a ball. Kreider not necessarily liking that call over at third base. So 2-2 is the count. Pitch coming. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. First out of the inning. Third Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game here for Casey. Or excuse me, Kaylee Nelson. And so one away now. Tying run still at second base. This is the number 4 batter, Melton, at the plate. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. Can the Indians find a way out of this jam? 1 out. Tying run is at second base. 0-1 is the count here to Melton. The Warhawks trying to rally. That pitch inside, a little too inside for the umpire's liking, as the player had to dip out of the way. 1-1 now is the count here to Melton. Wind continuing to blow, not gusting as hard as it was earlier, but has been gusting throughout the day. Change up, and it's a beauty. Oh, my goodness. Called it a ball. There's no way he's going to overrule that call. It shouldn't have to. It was a thrown strike. And that's the problem sometimes when you throw a good changeup. Not only does it change up or kind of jams up the batter, sometimes it jams up the home plate umpire, and that was a case of it there. Reminds me of one of our sponsors, Kegel Eye Center. If you need to go get your eyes checked too, give them a call at 862-EYES. That pitch missing low for a ball. 3-1 now is the count. So Nelson's going to have to dig deep here, see if she can find a way to battle back. Behind in the count now, 3-1. Ground ball, and it's going to be a foul ball. Now the count goes 3-2. A nice aggressive at bat that time by Melton. Just a little bit ahead of that one. Goes foul down the third baseline, and now the count goes full here to Melton. Melton 0 for 2 on the day. A fly out to center field and a ground out to third to end the fourth. And there's strike three. Beautiful pitch on the inside that time from Nelson. And that's another Renaissance Bank strikeout. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeout for Nelson. So now with 2 outs in the inning and a tying run at second to bring up Parker. Parker had a single, but was erased on a fielder's choice back in the 5th. She also struck out in the 2nd. That pitch across for a strike. 0-1 is the count here to Parker. Nelson trying to go the distance here for ICC. Pull the Houdini act and get out of this jam with no damage done. That pitch missing low, ball gets away, and the runner is going to go to third. Now is a big time situation here as the runner takes third on the pass ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Right now, if you're ICC fans, you want Nelson to just pay attention to the girl in front of her. Go after the batter in this situation. Don't worry about that tying run at third. 2 outs in the inning, 1-1 count. Inside, just a little bit too much inside. 2-1 now is the count here on Parker. If you're a Calhoun fan, well, you know a hit scores the run here. And that is the tying run at third. That pitch missing low. 3-1 now is the count here. 3-1, 2 outs. Nelson in the circle. Tying run is at third here for Calhoun. Bottom of the 6th, 1-0. ICC with the lead. Pitch coming from Nelson. And that one's across for a strike. Now the count goes full. Pressure situation here, folks. 3-2 is the count. There's 2 outs in the tying run at third here for Calhoun. Parker at the plate. She does have a hit on the day. Awaiting the 3-2 pitch here from Nelson. Pitch on its way, and it's fouled off, and guess what? We'll do it all over again. Nice job that time by Parker to find a piece of it to keep the at-bat alive. So once again, 3-2 is the count. 2 outs. Tying run at third here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 ICC. Nelson getting the signals from the dugout. 3-2 pitch coming. Lifted. Left field. And it drops for a base hit. The tying run will score. And a clutch hit there for Parker, as that one just had enough legs on it to drop in front of the diving left fielder. And a tough break there for ICC, as now the contest is tied 1-1. But this thing's not over with yet. Calhoun now is thinking about sparking a 2-out rally here. The game-winning run is at first, and this will bring Garth to the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on an error in her last at-bat, grounded out to second in her first. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. 0-1 is the count here to Garth. She's in that 6th spot. It was an RBI single by Parker, her 2nd hit of the game. Ground ball, and it's going to be a foul ball. 0-2 now is the count here to Garth. Well, you've got pretty good speed on the bases right now. And Parker. 0-2 is the count. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Gloves it, throws it over in time. 1-3 on the putout. And we've got a tie ball game. We'll see if we're going to go to the 7th inning. It appears that the umpires are going to say play on maybe. Yes, they are. Play on as we move to the 7th. 1-1 is the score. Yep, play on, they say. So we'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back now as we venture into the top of the 7th inning after a 2-out single by Parker scores McElhaney, who got a single, stole the base, advanced on a pass ball. Excuse me, that was number 7 that advanced on the pass ball and eventually came around to score. And for ICC, back to the top of the lineup. So this is where you want to be if you're the Indians. The 1-2-3 batters due up here. Not Ellie, Rachel, and Samantha due up. So Maddie due here. As that pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Remind you, our next broadcast to be coming your way Saturday. Baseball at Meridian, number 7 Meridian hosting number 12 ICC in its conference opener. Miney lays down the bunt. It's going to go foul. And 1-2 now is the count. Trying to see if she couldn't sneak in a infield single. If it would have stayed fair, probably would have been for a good hit that time as the infield was a little late to react. Now the third baseman will come in a little bit more. 1-2 is the count here to Maddie Miney. Maddie playing shortstop here in Game 2 where she played pretty much all season. As this pitch popped up, foul back, out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2. This has been a great pitcher's duel between Rose and Nelson. As I said, Rose has surrendered some hits, but has just found a way to get out of jams every time she's run into a little bit of trouble. And there's a hit right back up the middle. Return to sender, says Maddie Miney. And a leadoff hit there for ICC to start the top of the 7th. Now, that's not been a problem for ICC. ICC has been able to get the hits. They just haven't been able to do anything with them, as they have left numerous runs on the bases, a lot of those in scoring position as well. So a leadoff single, and now this is going to bring up Rachel Sternisha. Rachel is 1 for 3 on the afternoon with a single in her previous at-bat. And then has struck out twice, so ICC with the go-ahead run. Now that's going to be a bunt laid down. Trouble here, going to have to hurry. Oh! Said they got her at first. Let's look at the replay on that one. A sacrifice bunt. And it's a bang-bang play, and the umpire caught it without any hesitation. So you got to go with the umpire's call on that one, with it being a bang-bang play. So 1 out on the sacrifice bunt. Now the go-ahead run for ICC at second. And this is going to be Samantha Conley at the plate. Sam, 2 for 2 as she takes that one for a strike. Sam has a pair of singles, a stolen base. She had a sacrifice bunt in her previous at-bat. There's a pretty big gap over there. She can get something over the head of the shortstop. That pitch up high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. Ball gets away. Second baseman, though, is there to scoop it up and quickly look at Maddie as she stepped back on the bag. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. 1-1 is the score. There's a shot out to left field, and left fielder is in the right spot at the right time. I tell you what, the left fielder, she deserves whatever reward the team wants to give her tonight, as she has kept this game scoreless. ICC has hit the ball well to the left side of the field, but she has made 2 I call it 2.5 because that was a pretty good play there. 2.5 outstanding plays to keep this game where it is now. If not, this thing would be easily a 3-4 run contest in favor of ICC. Instead, that's a fly ball for the second out of the inning, and now this is going to bring up Summer Kreider. Kreider takes that first pitch for a ball. Runner at second, that's Maddie Miney. She got there after a sacrifice bunt. As that pitch, don't know where it missed. It's called a ball. 2-0 now is the count here to Summer Kreider. Summer 1 for 2 on the afternoon, or I should say in this game. She's got a single and a pair of fly balls out to center field. That pitch across for a strike. 2-1 now is the count here on Kreider. Wind is about as calm as it's been all day, but still blowing out of the ballpark. Dead center field. Rose taking her time. Delivers, and that pitch is up for a ball. 3-1 now is the count. If Kreider were to reach, then it would be Macy Cox up next for ICC. 2 outs, 3-1 is the count. Kreider at the plate. And takes that one on the outside corner for a strike. Not a bad take that time, as borderline pitch going the way of Rose. So waiting the 3-2 offering here. Kreider swings and a miss, and another big Renaissance Bank strikeout. Man, I have been impressed with Rose's play this evening, as every time she runs into a little bit of trouble, she has an answer. Gets out of the jam there. We move to the bottom of the 7th. 1-1 is your score. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Nelson staying in the circle here for ICC. 1-1 is your score as we play on. We've eclipsed that 6 o'clock hour here in Alabama. ICC has had a 1-0 lead thanks to a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning by Casey Carpenter. And then in the bottom of the 6th, it was an RBI single by Parker to tie the contest, as ICC just could not find that 3rd out of the inning to get out of that jam there. So either way it goes, we're here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-1 is your score. That first pitch missing low for a ball. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters due up. Wallace, Davis, and Wilcutt. This pitch popped up, and it's going to be gloved that time by Nelson. Good job by Nelson charging in, calling everyone off, and making the put out for out number 1. So with 1 away now, this will be Davis. Davis is 0 for 2 in the afternoon. She did reach on a fielder's choice, but was left stranded, part of that bases loaded situation back in the 5th for Calhoun. She's also struck out 1 of 4 Renaissance Bank strikeout victims today for Nelson. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, RenaissanceBank.com. That pitch across for a strike. 0-1 now is the count with 1 out and nobody on, bottom of the 7th. That pitch missing outside. 1-1 now goes the count. ICC, 10 hits, only 1 run to show for it. They just were not able to come up with timely hits when they had runners in scoring position. As this pitch popped up, and Nelson's going to get that one as well. So now with 2 outs in the inning and nobody on, this will bring up Wilcutt to the plate. She's got a single. Also grounded out to the pitcher to end the 3rd. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs, 1-1 is your score, game 2. ICC won the first game of the day, 20-2. As this pitch, swinging on the first one, fouled out of play. Strike 1. So we said, what a difference a game can make. And it's a pretty big difference here. That pitch bounces across the plate for a ball. 1-1 now is the count here to Wilcutt. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. That pitch high and outside. Ball 2. Calhoun has 4 hits in game 2, ICC 10. That pitch inside for a strike. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Can the Indians find a way out of this situation here? Will we go to extra innings? We don't know. It all depends on what the umpires say as the sun continues to set here on the campus of Calhoun Community College, the Decatur campus. About a 2-hour drive from Fulton, not a bad drive at all. Went to Bevel Fayette with baseball yesterday, and that drive was a little bit over an hour. We need these guys to have more sports so we can come out here more often. Good looking pitch, but for some reason called ball 3. Wow. That was a heck of a pitch to end the inning on there, but the home plate umpire said, nope, ball 3, count goes full. So Wilcutt at the dish, awaiting the pitch here. Fouled it back, and we'll stay at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. 1-1 is your score. Bottom of the 7th inning. And there's ball 4. Just that one a little bit too far inside. And Wilcutt will get the free pass. And now we go back to the top of the lineup here for the Warhawks with 2 outs and the winning run at first. Looks like we'll have a little bit of a change here. And we'll have a runner come in this situation. Number 10 will enter to run. So she will head over to first. That is the game-winning run. So ICC once again trying to find their way out of the jam. Calhoun has done it magically all day. ICC trying to return serve here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-1 is the score. Winning run is at first. Daniel at the plate. She's 0 for 3 on the day. A couple of ground outs to the third baseman, a ground out to the shortstop as well. That pitch hops across for a ball. See if Calhoun might roll the dice. They've been aggressive on the base pass all day. Don't want to pick up that 3rd out, though, on the bases. So it'll be a gutsy move if they do elect to try to put somebody in motion here. That pitch, though, missing low for a ball. 2-0 now is the count. Now Conley wanting to come out, talk to her pitcher here. Trying to get her to settle the nerves a little bit. Big situation here. 1-1 is the score. Winning run is at first base. Leadoff batter at the plate here for Calhoun and Daniel, who's 0 for 3 on the day. So 2-0 is the count with 2 outs. And that pitch missing. Conley holding on to it a little bit longer, trying to get the strike call, but the umpire had nothing of it. 3-0 is the count. A few little oohs and ahs and extra words from the ICC faithful in the stands as that pitch called a strike. A little bit of a makeup call possibly after that last one as that one looked low and outside. 3-1 now goes the count here on Daniel. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. 1-1 is the score. Winning run is at first. 3-1 pitch coming. Wow. I was going to say right down the middle. I must be a little cross-eyed after that one, as that one called ball 4. And the ICC fans getting in the ear of the home plate umpires. He said that one was low. Eesh. So now the winning run is at scoring position. 2 outs. And Coach Kirk wants to come out and talk things over. We'll take the time out with him and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
In anticipation of the big game, Little Caesars invites you to pick up large, hot and ready pizzas for just $5 each. Score big by adding a crazy combo, Italian cheese bread, or hot and ready Caesar wings. This football season, make Little Caesars your big game party headquarters. Pizza.
And welcome back to action as the huddle has been broken up. Winning run is at second base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-1 is the score. McElhaney, who scored the tying run back in the 6th inning, trying to see if she can will her team to a come-from-behind victory here. That pitch inside but called a strike. As we said, he's been given that inside pitch all day. And 0-1 now is the count. 2 outs. Runner at second. That's the only one that matters right now if you're a Calhoun fan. This pitch fouled back and out of play for strike 2. 0-2 now is the count. So waiting the 0-2 pitch here from Nelson. Can the Indians find a way out of this jam? Winning run at second. Ball in the dirt, blocked up nicely that time by Conley. 1-2 now is the count. Runners at first and second. The one at second's the only one that matters. 2 outs. 1-2 is the count. Boy, it'd be huge to get a Renaissance Bank strikeout here. Pitch coming. Missing low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-1 is the score. Bottom of the 7th, game 2. Calhoun trying to rally to earn a split with the Indians here this afternoon. In Decatur. And there's strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there to get out of the jam. And I think they're going to call the ball game, or they're going to check with the coaches possibly. And there you see the Renaissance Bank strikeout. It was a big one. They're going to talk things over here, so we'll keep it here to see what they say. As that was the 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. Coaches are going to come out and meet on the field right now and see if they want to go to extra innings or are they going to call this one due to darkness. The infield umpire talking it over and talking with Coach Kirk and the head coach here at Calhoun. If we do play on, it'll be Macy, Casey, and Ellie due up here for ICC. 1-1 is the score here as we played 7. And the discussion continues here between the umpires and the coaches. And it still continues. 1-1 is the score. We've played 7. And they're going to say play on. So we'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back as we head to the top of the 8th inning, extra innings here. And with that, so what you do in this situation is you'll have a runner, the international tiebreaker rule, so the person that got the last out of the last inning goes to second base. That'll be Summer Kreider here for ICC. This will be the DP, Macy Cox, at the plate. 0 for 2 on the day with, she's also been hit by a pitch. After a long discussion, they decided to play on and then probably just went over the international tiebreaker rules with the coaches. Rose still in the circle. Macy lays down the bunt. It's going to be a good one, and it's going to be a sacrifice bunt that advances the runner over to third. So a sacrifice bunt there. And so now this will bring up Casey Carpenter. Casey can be the hero again. She had that solo home run back in the second, the only run for the Indians so far. It held strong all the way through the 6th inning. As that pitch across for a strike. Go-ahead run is at third base here for the Indians. That sacrifice bunt by Macy being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Reminding you of the ultimate sacrifice paid for our sins. That's the ICC BSU. Follow them on Twitter at ICC BSU. Carpenter lifts one deep left field. Left fielder's going back to the wall, and it's going to bounce off the wall. Extra base hit, and that will score a run for ICC. Clutch hit there for Casey. Take a look back at that one on the Little Caesars instant replay. Going to run it a little too long on that one, as that was a double, an RBI double. That one nearly found its way out of the ballpark. Instead, it bounced off the wall and scores the run. And a big-time play there for ICC as they now take a 2-1 lead. And we're going to have some changes coming up here for ICC. As I believe that's going to be Mackenzie Toombs coming in to run. She don't have her number available on that jacket, but she's the only one with dark hair that tall on the team that would be running in this situation. So I want to say Mackenzie coming in to run. And also a new batter into the game here for ICC. This is going to be Smithy, Maggie Smithy, coming in to hit in place of Ellie Miney. So runner at second after that double by Carpenter. Toombs in running. Smithy at the plate, batting in place of Ellie Miney. Top of the 8th. 2-1 is your score here in favor of ICC. Now it's imperative you need to score that first run that you get on the international tiebreaker. But a second run would be huge for either team if you try to win that one. It's swung on and missed for strike 2. Did Smithy just chasing a breaking pitch that tailed away from her in that situation. 0-2 now is the count with 1 out. Top of the 8th. ICC with a 2-1 lead here in extra innings. That pitch high for a ball. Not a bad miss that time by Rose after getting her to chase 2 breaking pitches. Put one up out of the zone that time. See if you couldn't get her to chase a third. She did not. Smithy held off. Center fielder shading her a little bit to the right side of second base. This pitch popped up, out of play, and will stay at 1-2. Looks like Joanna Vasquez is on deck for the Indians. This pitch lifted up, and it's going to be dropped. Well, that I'm going to have to rule a hit as the center fielder had to make a long run on that one. Got to it, but just could not find it. So that one will drop there for the Indians, and now ICC with 1 out in the inning, and this is going to be Joanna Vasquez. JoJo, or as we call each other, friend. I have no idea why we started calling each other that, but that's what we say when we greet each other on campus. So let's see if my friend can come up with a big-time hit here for ICC in a clutch situation. 1 out, top of the 8th. ICC already leading it 2-1. Now, Calhoun will also get the opportunity in the next inning to have the international tiebreaker start on second base. ICC did a good job there. It was Kreider who advanced to third on a sacrifice bunt, scored on a double off the wall by Carpenter. Carpenter was replaced on the bases by Toombs, who is at second right now. And then it was a tough play for the center fielder, having in charge all the way in, about a few steps away from the grass, to try to make a play on that pop-up by Smithy. As that first pitch missing for a ball here to Vasquez. And that pitch paints the outside corner. 1-1 now is the count here to JoJo. On deck for the Indians is going to be Gator. So ICC making some changes in the lineup here in the bottom half of the lineup. Vasquez, and there's a hit. And they're going to ask Toombs to score from second. To throw is high, and McKenzie will score, and the runners will advance. Well, the Indians rolled the dice, and they came up big time there as Toombs scampered home, and the Indians get that second run across there. An RBI single for JoJo. She and Smithy advance on the throw, and the Indians now take a 3-1 lead. So 3-1 now is the score in favor of the Indians, and this is going to be Gator coming to the plate, Abigail Colvin. So Colvin will dig in with runners at second and third with 1 out. Gator takes a look at that pitch across for a strike. So 3-1 is the score. ICC putting 2 runs on the board here in the top of the 8th. Calhoun will have a bat in the bottom half. Lays the bunt down, it goes foul, trying to see if they couldn't get a squeeze play out of that situation. Tough break there for ICC. If she's able to poke that one down the first baseline, I feel like they're able to score that run. But instead, now the count goes 0-2 here to Gator. Can ICC continue to keep things going here? 1 out. They've already scored 2 runs here in the top of the 8th. That pitch missing high, not a bad miss that time by Rose. 1-2 is the count. This pitch popped up. It's going to get out of play, and we'll stay at 1-2. Well, if you remember back in the 3rd inning, I was talking about how lunch wore off. Well, that was a long time ago. Lunch is really worn off now. So the 1-2 pitch coming. Missing for a ball. 2-2 now is the count. You guys, got any suggestions on where to eat? Chicken salad chick. I'll be honest, I've never had chicken salad before, so I don't know if it's any good. If I don't like it, will you pay my bill? Okay, that's confidence. What's your name? Savannah. So if there's anybody from Chicken Salad Chick listening, Savannah and the Calhoun softball team says 100% guarantee it's good. I'm going to give it a shot on the way home. So if I can find it, we'll try it out. And I'll tell them you sent me, so maybe they'll give you some free food. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Or does your family own it? Does anybody? Okay, I was going to make sure. Now, if your family owns it, then that don't count. Colvin swings and misses for strike 3. A big-time strikeout there. 2 away now. And now we go back to the top of the lineup. This is going to be Maddie Miney. Maddie, 2 for 4 on the day with a pair of singles, a stolen base. She's also struck out. So with 2 outs in the inning, the Indians trying to come up with a big-time clutch hit here. That pitch on the corner for a strike. I've been very impressed by Rose this evening. I know I've said that numerous times throughout the night, but when she gets in trouble, she locks down and is able to locate her pitches well and has had some solid defense behind her. There's a prime example of it there. Ground ball to the first baseman, steps on the bag, and that will end the inning. But ICC was able to push across 2 runs, and they take a 3-1 lead. We'll take a break and come back with the bottom of the 8th. Can the Indians figure out a way to get out of this jam and just get the win and head home for spring break? We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back to action. Bottom of the 8th inning. Same situation as we had last time. International tiebreaker rules in effect. So Calhoun will start off with a runner at second. And it'll be the 3, 4, 5 batters due up here. Excuse me as I update Twitter. That first pitch across for a strike. Man, this has been just a pitcher's duel between Rose and Nelson. Nelson gets that first pitch across for a strike. This is, I have it as Shaw at the bat, and that is who it is. And she lifts one. It's going to get over the head of the shortstop. The runner will be able to advance to third. ICC, though, will quickly relay the throw in. And a smart play that time by Shaw as she's able to advance to second on the throw. A single will be credited on the play, but a heads-up play that time to advance to second on the throw. And now the tying run is in scoring position with no outs. Big-time hit there for Shaw. ICC quickly relayed it in, but threw it over the top of the cutoff man, trying to make sure that one run didn't score. So no outs here in the bottom of the 8th. That pitch missing high for a ball. Tying run is at second. Winning run is at the plate. This is Melton. Melton 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. She's flown out to center and is also grounded out to first. This pitch fouled back, evens up the count now at 1-1. Well, I tell you what, if you joined us for this one, you have gotten your money's worth. After ICC wins 20-2 in 5 innings in the first game, we're in extra innings here in game 2. And they lead it now 3-1, but the tying run is in scoring position here for Calhoun with no outs in the bottom of the 8th. That pitch across for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. 5 Renaissance Bank strikeouts on the day for Nelson. Can she find her 6th? A big thing on that runner advancing to second, it does take away the opportunity for a double play. And no, ooh, even the batter turned around thinking that might have been strike 3, but says it was just a little bit too high and inside. 2-2 now is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Bottom of the 8th, tying run is at second. That pitch missing high, now the count goes full. Three-two is the count. And there's strike 3. Big time Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Nelson. First out of the inning, gets her looking, the 6th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. First out of the inning. Still a lot of meat left on the bone here for the Indians. They lead it 3-1. Tying run at second with 1 out. Parker at the plate. Parker's been a tough out. 2 for 3. She had the RBI single in the 6th that forced us in the extra innings. And Coach Kirk wants to come out. He was shouting something from the dugout. Didn't really anybody react to him, so he's going to call time and rally the troops. We're going to take the time out with him and be back with more right after this.
Crunchy Fritos, warm chili, melty cheese, all together for 99 cents. It's like real comfort food.
I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone, and these guys keep pulling me back in. Pulling me back in.
Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves starting at 99 cents. And try order ahead to get happy hour anytime. Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves. A Fritos chili pie. Juicy Junior Burger. Or Junior Wrap. Does all this comfort come at a price? Yes, it starts at 99 cents. Hurry in for Sonic's Fritos Chili Cheese Faves.
And welcome back. A really quick meeting in the circle as that pitch fouled off for a strike. 1 out. Runners at second and third. That's the tying run at second here in the bottom of the 8th. 3-1 is your score. ICC leading Calhoun. That pitch across for a strike. If it was a baseball game, Coach Rick Collier would refer to this one as one of those JUCO wars, as this has just been a battle since the opening pitch. It's been a gem between Rose and Nelson. As that pitch fouled back, 0-2 now is the count. Oh, 2, 1 out, tying run at second. And a foul ball that popped up and hit the batter. So a dead ball. Good job that time to reach out and just make some contact on it to keep the at-bat alive. She was a little fooled on that pitch, but was able to keep the AB alive here. So 0-2 stays the count. Pitch coming, swung on and missed for strike 3. Brings a little bit of the high heat that time and gets another Renaissance Bank strikeout there. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts. And now the Indians an out away from getting out of this jam. As this is Garth coming to the plate. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 3-1 ICC with the lead. Nelson trying to go the distance here for the Indians. This pitch fouled out of play over the ICC dugout for strike 1. Well, I'll tell you what, the fans have got their money's worth this afternoon. As you see 22 runs in the first game, and then you just see a classic battle here as we're in the bottom of the 8th with a tying run in scoring position here for Calhoun. 2 outs. 0-1 is the count here to Garth. Nelson's pitch. Jammed her. Bounced off the batter, called a dead ball. Good job by the home plate umpire to quickly come up and make that call. Also, the infield umpire came up and called it. So 0-2 now is the count here on Garth. Can Nelson strike out the side? My, oh my, it would be huge here for ICC. 0-2 pitch coming for Nelson. This one lifted. And it's going to drop, and it's going to score the tying run. The run comes into second, and it's safe. A 2-run double. Oh, my, what a clutch hit there for Garth. With 2 outs, they were gone on contact. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're tied again, and now the tying run is at second. I'm going to say this. I doubt we go to the 9th inning. I'll be surprised if we do. Because it's getting pretty dark out there. It may not look like it on your screen thanks to the camera automatically adjusting itself. But for Calhoun, they don't want it to have to be a debate. They want to go ahead and figure out a way to get this winning run from second to home. That pitch high for a ball. Man, Garth just squared up and put it out there where they ain't that time, and they were able to get a double to the gap that scored both those runs. And now 3-3 is the score. Talk about a clutch hit. And here's another one. Ball lifted. But there's Harbin who makes the long-ranging catch and squeezes it for the out. So Calhoun comes up big in the clutch, and they get a double to plate both runs, and that looks like that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, as the umpires are walking off the field. And we're going to finish this one in a 3-3 tie. The Boo Birds breaking out there in right field from the baseball team. They wanted to see this one be decided between these two teams. It was a great battle today. Kudos to Calhoun. They didn't drop their heads. They got beat 20-2 in the first game of the day. They battled back and finished this one in a 3-3 tie, game called due to darkness after 8 innings. Well, that's going to do it for today's broadcast. We appreciate everyone tuning in here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. We do remind you that our next broadcast will be Saturday afternoon as we travel to Meridian to take on number 7 Eagles versus number 12 Indians in the conference opener. This has been Adam Gore and Madison Haley here for Let'sGoICCTV.com. We'll see you Saturday, folks. Have a blessed evening. And as always, Roll Tribe.
Itawamba Community College is now offering 3-day weekends. You can be one of the first to take advantage of a compact course schedule with a majority of classes offered Monday through Thursday. Let us customize your education to fit your needs. Become a part of the ICC family and apply today at apply.iccms.edu. ICC, the best start here.